is just a little different. Usually it's a reporting meeting, but I want to have a little bit of a hybrid of a reporting meeting and a work meeting, so I'll call the meeting to order. Jenny Eggenfeller is excused today, and who else? Nancy. Chris will not be here with us. Anybody hear from Holly? No? Okay. Mornelli?
No, I have not.
Okay. All right. So on the consent agenda, we have the meeting minutes and also the marketing report. Would anybody like to remove anything for discussion? We have financials as well. We don't have that on the agenda, but we also have our finance list. I would like to remove the marketing report, so Sarah can talk a little bit about what's going on.
Sure, absolutely. Just this past Wednesday, we hosted the first quarterly meeting for the Jefferson County Tourism Alliance. This is the first time that we were meeting after having our 6 to 8 month program where we're there every month, and this is all the different entities and around Jefferson County, you know, the Main Street Historical Society, Arts Alliance, music, all of the people in one room, and kind of tourism related. So anyway, we went around the room and talked about what was going on in their respective companies, organizations, and as well as anything related to tourism, so that we could, of course, hear any updates on the product that we're promoting. So going forward, they like the idea of doing a quarterly meeting, and we'll do, we already have the next one set, and we're going to help bring forth ideas that we can work on collaboratively to present to JCBT for any other future ideas or funding, that kind of stuff. So there was a very great attendance. I really was kind of stunned at everybody that came. I mean, there was like 17 or 18 of us here.
We
even had, did you count Andrew? Because Andrew was on the phone.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that makes 18.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
It was huge because we had a little gap where we hadn't gotten together, and then VMI, we took the lead on trying to regroup everybody and make sure they keep going, even though the consultant's job had ended. We wanted to make sure that it didn't just die off. Even the consultants showed up and barely paid anymore,
right,
but they care about seeing it through.
Yep.
And 3 Board of Tourism members showed up, which they might have one show up, but not on a consistent basis. They're all like super busy, but 3 of them made a really concerted effort to be there and were engaged. It was really good.
And then you had another board member wanting you to call them afterwards to tell them all about it. So
yeah,
that's really nice too.
So 4 very engaged members out of their 7. So
yeah,
it was wonderful, and that alliance has the potential to really promote that one tourism effort, where our money, where our funding, where our energy goes to, can all just kind of come together to get things done. It's really good stuff, and you did a good job getting everybody together.
Well, thank you. My next item on the highlight list here is the July newsletter. I just wanted to point out the high performance of this particular newsletter. It was sent after 4th of July, so my subject line was directly related to the American Duchess coming that Monday, and of course anything that else we're do for the month of July. Anyway, our open rate for visitors was 50.5%, which is unheard of. And the click rate was 3.8%. Averages were like 1.2 to 1.5 up to 1.7 on click rates, and then open rates we hang around 17 to 20 sometimes. So it just really proved that the subject line is everything, because you know how much we can all get inundated with emails from all the different companies that we sign up for stuff or whatever. And I always promise any visitor that walks in here, please, when you sign up for our newsletter, we just do it one time a month. That way you know what's going on in Madison. We don't send out any more than that. So That was just really astounding, and worthy of bringing it up to you guys. I also have been maintaining the subscriber list and really kind of constant contact. Our service gives us a bulk of emails that people that have never engaged with us at all, and over so many years, it's just time to get rid of them. You know what I mean? If they've never opened up one of our emails, it's, you know, we pay for however many emails we have, so it's just time to
Purge.
So I did purge a little bit, a few thousand. You know, we got up into the 20s, you know, and then so this brought us back down a little bit to maybe 18,000. So, but that's still a great number. Top clicks were the VMI events calendar, the Madison music page with their calendar, our Visit Madison Stay page, and then of course the American Duchess. This is also, I just mentioning this too, because, you know, we're working on the side with the city for the American Queen Voyages, you know, partnership with the city, and with, you know, Visit Madison has managed a relationship with AQV for 3 decades now, with providing excursion, you know, the excursion part of the passenger's trip, but just taking this whole relationship to the next level and sitting down with a port director, somebody that knows what's going on with those boats, and just talking about their experience, but also the visitor experience and what they see in other cities. And we have, you know, we're on the top 3 that they talk about regularly for that organization, and they're pretty huge. So we're excited for what's to come with that there's more to come that we'll be talking about here in the next month or two with that. The 2023 Experience Madison Guide. Even though we are printing a second round of the 2022, that should be here any day, here within the next week or so, we'll start to send out our signups to our tourism partners for 2023. If you may or may not remember from this past year, with the new website, we were trying to encourage more signups that we gave, with a commitment to 2023, we gave people $100 off. So we already have a bulk of our, you know, our typical tourism partners that are, you know, tried and true, that come back every year, that work with us, that see the value in Visit Madison. You know, they've already basically signed up. They're going to, you know, expect that notification from us about signing up, you know, that they've signed up for 2023. So anyway, this is already comes around this time of year. And as much as there's a goal, a wonderful goal to get this book out January 1, that just doesn't happen because there's so much follow-up, and unfortunately, you know, everybody's busy. They got small businesses, this and that, and we're all trying to follow up with them and get their information. It's just sometimes really hard to do. I think the earliest I got it out was January 29, 2 years ago, but that would still be an awesome goal to get. Seems every year I at least get it done around the 12th to 14th of February, because those are the dates that pop up every year. I'm like, oh, I did that last year at this time. So at least that's consistent as far as getting it out there digitally, and then it takes that either 4 to 5 weeks to get it here printed. So anyway, that's coming up. We will again explain to our tourism partners the value of VMI and what we do here, and always be available for them and for their needs as well. So there's that. I've booked a digital campaign with Compass Media. This is the media that we actually won the ITA award off of for our digital marketing campaign last year. I'm going to continue to work with them, and instead they wanted a long-term contract commitment, and I'm going to start out small and do what's the minimum, and that is 3 months, $1,500 a month. I'm using that with events as well as VMI, and so that has been booked. Crowd Riff, this is really kind of on here more for the JCBT, because this renewal is coming up, and I plan to keep it in my marketing. But there's an increase that we're subject to, but they are willing to look into a 2-year contract to save that money. So those conversations have already started.
How much does that cost?
It costs $18,000 a year.
Yeah. Is it going up from that?
5%, $900. It was part of the contract.
It's 1,800 or 18,000?
No, it's 900 a year. We would save 1,800, so for 2 years. They would honor the 18 and they wouldn't make it go 18.9.
So you're kind of locked in.
Right, they would lock it in for another couple years for that. I'm still trying to work on negotiating that, and, you know, hopefully, maybe I can get it down even further, but I also want the Board of Tourism to know what my outlook is on that because of it being part of the marketing budget. The STR report, the multi-segment report that we get once a month, this is the comparison report from Jefferson County to those other 5 counties, Scott, Clark, Jackson, Bartholomew, and Carroll County, Kentucky. This is the month of June report. Occupancy, average occupancy for June was for Jefferson County amongst the others 67.5%. That is third. We are third from Bartholomew is 1, Carroll County is 2nd. The ADR, the average daily rate, is $123.48. We were second to Bartholomew, which is Columbus, by 1 cent. So we're hanging right there with the big guys there, you know, with the price. And Carroll County actually was 100. The next county down was basically $105. Anyway, I sought out information from our rep to see how if there are any case studies for STR to help with the subcommittee for increasing the tax project that they are doing. See if there's anything that we can help with that. And then I also provided the subcommittee at JCBT with information that the ITA had a roundtable in January about increasing the innkeeper's tax. So it's got a case study, it's got documents, it's got the video and audio of that particular roundtable. So that'll be very helpful for their calls, for everybody's calls. We've already started meeting about Mary Madison and what's going on with that. There's some things that have to be done ahead of time, and I continue to work on everything else, including Riverfest, lots of Riverfest, and assisting with getting everything ready here for our executive director and beyond.
Great job.
Well,
So I need a motion to approve the consent agenda items, please.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Hannah. Do I have a second? Thanks. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Do we have one? Okay, next item, let's see, treasurer's report, Hannah.
All right, in our checking, we have $79,268 in our savings. We have $32,684.36. And we have a CD that matures on the 27th of January. It's $6,541.63. And then another CD that matures in December of this year for $6,559.10, for a total of $124,985.77.
I want you two to have like a speed competition. Did you hear that?
I was like, I don't think
I heard my report.
I heard all those things.
That's amazing.
That's not how fast I go.
Yes. It's like,
Yeah,
whoa.
yeah.
We need to have a subject to talk about.
Okay, does anybody have any questions
Nobody
about that? Because
understands
we
it.
really need to answer really fast.
I think that we mentioned here that it's the July and the June financial report.
Yeah,
I don't know
we
if
got
that
two.
there needs to be any
Clarification of that.
references to that, just asking.
So that was the July one. Do we have a June?
I did not see the June one in my email, so someone have that. I've got the June. I'll read it real quick.
I bet you will.
We're gonna time.
Well, while she's getting that, JCBT updates, they have a meeting tonight at 6:30 at the courthouse. It's been so long since we've talked about this, since I've been to that meeting, I'm trying to remember some of the updates. One that some people might not have been aware of, they've developed a subcommittee of JCBT. They're exploring raising the bed tax by either 1 or 2%. It's only been raised one time, and it's been at 5% since, Sarah, do you know how long? It's been a long time.
It's been 34, going on 35 years since we've had an increase, and we went from 4% when we started out to 5%, like rather quickly in the early 80s.
So that committee's gonna be like evaluating projects, working on like a community buy-in plan about how getting people in the community on board, and finding worthwhile projects and ways to spend the money that would have lasting impact. So we've had great record numbers this year exceeding last year, so that increase could be somewhat substantial, so they would be very careful and responsible with whatever that increase brings. So, you already talked about the Alliance. We just had a great turnout and great conversation. And the Alliance was born out of the Board of Tourism. Todd Booth kind of initiated, well, he did, spearheaded that. He wanted to bring in some people to evaluate what we're doing and how we do it for the tourism industry and try to promote that one tourism initiative. Everybody's working on it together, and we're operating a separate vacuum here in town, and different silos doing their own thing, but rather we work together. So I'm really optimistic about it. It's kind of exciting. There's a lot of work, but it's good work that can really bring things in a good direction. So, you have anything about JCPT? We'll be there tonight giving our report. Chautauqua will be there requesting some funds. They've lost, they can do the event, they'll be just fine, but they have taken a pretty good hit from not having their event 2020 and then in 2021, that recovery process. So 2 years in a row is kind of a rough blow. The same thing's going on with Riverfest and probably most events throughout the country. Erin, are you going back? Are you going back? She requested $80,000. She was awarded $40,000 and asked to go back to the city. So today we had a great conversation with the mayor and with the clerk treasurer about budget and about what does the city do for tourism. A lot of it is documented, a lot of it is not documented, but events take a huge toll on the community as far as fire safety, police safety, the roads, the trash, everything. Our events, we should be working on the internal process of events, but we are having great discussions about how it affects the external of our footprint, because that hasn't always been the discussion, and we're developed. What was that report developed that the events are required to fill out? Does it have an official name,
It's
Hannah?
the event planning guide and application.
So,
I wrote it, it's 13 pages, single spaced.
and it's a lot of work. So Erin's in the process of getting that done.
Yes.
Kara Hinsey has done it with the Chautauqua.
Very well too, so we
She-
use hers as a sample for
Yeah.
everyone.
We're really lucky the people that are working on both of those events are very committed to what they do. But that report is time consuming. But I think it's really important, and once we get past the first one, next year will be a little bit easier. I'm sure you'll be tweaking it and improving it as you go
Yeah,
along,
so
too.
we definitely are, we're looking at smaller scale events if they're not required and our application doesn't jump them to what their requirements are, so we're looking at a software for that to make it just easier to fill out.
So what is a smaller event considered?
That's what we're trying to define. My movies in the park are definitely a smaller event, but I still filled that out for my movies in the park. We have about 200-300 people that come to those.
So larger events would be, what's the criteria for that?
We haven't defined that yet.
Okay.
But like a Chautauqua, Riverfest, Regatta, all of that is gonna still be required to submit all that information that's on it this year. But after this year, you have the information, and unless you change your event footprint and change everything, you don't have to do anything other than update contacts, update safety.
It's good. It's good. It'll bring a lot of structure and then provide a lot of data so we do know how we support events. So I also asked if we could start doing like a cost analysis so she knows exactly how much the city contributes to Riverfest. That would be beneficial for grant applications, for any kind of, just to have that knowledge could be a good tool. So, let's see. So if anybody can come to the meeting tonight, it's at 6:30, need something to do. So, Under old business, we have board subcommittees. And I didn't know if anybody wanted to spend time setting up meetings. I referred back to the notes, and I had said that we would set something up, and I did not get that done. So Carrie is on VMI bylaws, policy and procedure. Hannah volunteered for that, and Jenny Eggensfeller. Finance, we have Gary and Nancy. And then VMI strategic planning, we have Carrie and Jenny. One thing with strategic planning, Andrew's going to be getting with Lindsay Blues to review all that work we did at the beginning of the year. And I think that would probably help you guys to review your strategic plan so that we can, and having a director is certainly going to help get that straightened out. So we'll be getting those set up. So that is old business. We still need to do that. Under new business, we have a motion. We need to make a motion for Andrew Forrester to be added to all VMI accounts. Tiffany, I would say with that, let's make sure that it's real cleaned up, that there isn't anybody.
We have to fill out new ones for everything, so we'll have to start.
So since we're going to be
Ground
doing that
zero.
anyway, look on there to make sure there isn't people on there that are no longer serving. You know, like I was on there before, and
Right.
yeah. So if someone would like to make a motion to add Andrew, I'd appreciate it.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Anna. Do I have a second?
I can second it.
Hey, you two are on.
Well, we're just,
Come
is there a
on,
little
boys.
pattern going? Okay, I'll let you do the next one, okay?
So all in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Motion's carried. The Chautauqua, Holly's not here today. I'll let you guys know what's going on. Their timeline, I've been on their volunteer committee for about 2 years. And then, so they've asked for some help from VMI on some of their responsibilities. So I have a timeline, and I'm happy to report, I think they're right on target as far as meeting all of those obligations. Kara Hinsey has taken a lead on that, so she's getting a lot of things done. I've met with her to see what VMI needs to be doing. She's been helping. I've been helping her coordinate some things, spent a lot of time on some things recently, but they do not want to make any official dissolution of that agreement until we have the resolve in place. And Andrew on board, I'm okay with that. I hope you guys are as well, because I've already briefed Andrew how far we are at this point. Let him kind of take over where we leave off and give recommendations about proceeding, about what that's going to look like, whether we hire a 1099 employee or a permanent staff member. That's been talked about. The chamber is hiring.
We're looking for administrative event planners sort of thing with some of our items.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's opportunity for partnership at all.
Possibly, yeah.
And then the city also would like to have somebody to help them with their events. They're time consuming, they take away from the other responsibilities that people have. So when you have somebody like an Aaron focusing on that, we can get the other things done so they can take on that responsibility. So, and I know that Aaron has expressed she would like to have some help too. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see where that takes us. Back to the Board of Tourism. I have a request for, they want our budget for 2023. I found out at noon, and they want it for their 6:30 meeting.
That seems kind of an unadministrative request.
Well, Sarah and Andrew and I talked a little bit about budget, and we talked about vision, and Sarah's updated the organizational chart. So then we'll get that out to everybody. Could you make a note, Tiffany, to mail out the organizational chart? So there's maybe the second event planner. There's also the second person to help Sarah with marketing. And so a lot of our expenses while they've gone, in a couple areas have gone up, a lot of things have remained the same. So Curtis Chatham had asked for it, so we're gonna try to get something to him, so he has, it doesn't have to be set in stone, but some kind of maybe projections. So I guess I would call them preliminary numbers. Forecast, thank you. I knew that word was right there. For the county auditor, because county government, right, Gary will be having their budget.
Yes.
Right?
It's coming up August 9th and 10th.
August 9th and 10th.
We'll be working on it
The
then.
city will be working on ours as well. The city council will be working on their budget. So that has to be done. The state requires November 1st. Is that right?
I believe so, but don't hold me to that. I got
Okay.
pretty sure.
So you guys are meeting beginning of August?
August 9th and 10th.
Okay. Well, he asked for something for tonight, so after this meeting, I'm going to work on some numbers. I'll send those out to you guys so you'll know about that as well. Let's see. So Andrew on the accounts. And the reason we put that on the minutes is we have to do that for the bank, correct? We have to present official documentation that we made that decision to add that. So, let's see. Aaron, you want to talk about nights and Riverfest? Not necessarily in that order, whatever order you would like to. She gave you a written report and she gave us just a real quick overview of where we are. Okay?
So this year, I hope everybody's heard about our new kickoff event that we have this year, which is the Porker's Cooker Pub Crawl. It is happening this Saturday, so that's something just to kind of continue to remember that's out there. We have signage at all 5 stops to let people know. You can still purchase tickets online at Visit Madison at MadisonRiverFest.com, or you can come to tickets. It's from 11 to 4 o'clock. Everybody has to check in here at Visit Madison at 11 o'clock to get their player's card. It's going to be a lot of fun. The 5 stops that we have are Thomas Family Winery, Rivertown Grill, the Tap Room, Mad Love, and Red Pepperoni. It's a walk, ride, or drive event, so if they want to drive their own golf cart, as long as it's street legal, they are responsible for making that correct. We will have 4 carts running that we're calling the P3 crawl carts because it's a lot easier to say than Porker's Pub Crawl. We're going to have 2 green carts that are going to be kind of driving in a circuit. So if you're participating in this, you can literally walk out to there's big iron signs that have all of our information on it. If they're standing right there and our carts come around and you won't be able to miss them, they're going to be decked out. The green ones will be going in a circuit from one to the other one. The purple luck carts will be going to, if they come to your stop, they'll take you to whatever destination you want to go to, so you don't have to play in order. Cards are turned in at the venues at 4 o'clock sharp, so you don't have to leave, you can still stay and hang out, so it's going to be a great event. Winners, we're going to have the top 2 winners get big baskets, just full of Riverfest garb, 20th anniversary specialty type event things, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to talk about this again in a minute, but one of the items that's in the winning basket is a growler from New Madison Brewery with our specialty 20th anniversary Riverfest beer. So we have our own specialty beer this year and we're really excited about that. It's actually going to be at 2 of our locations on the crawl, Mad Love and the Tap Room, so come check those out, it'll be really neat. Each of the locations are either going to be having blues music playing, they might have a little giveaway for everybody that's playing, so you'll just have to take your player's card, go to the dealer table, draw your card, they're going to stamp it with a cool little stamp that's kind of fun, and then you can take it up to the waitress or whoever's in that area and they can provide you with their giveaway. So most likely food, could be wings, could be breadsticks, you'll just have to see. Moving on to Riverfest, everything's moving pretty well there. We've had a couple setbacks with people's healths here lately, so we're kind of working through that. But everything's on track. We're down to the line right now, so we're having meetings every 2 weeks. We're getting pretty excited. It's happening.
So the next meeting, August 3rd?
It's Wednesday, this Wednesday.
Oh, this Wednesday.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
And then, and I already kind of talked about this, the New Madison Brewery, the beer. The beer will also be available, obviously, at our beer tents at the event, so that's really neat too. It's kind of fun. I have gotten to sample it. It's really nice. I'm not a beer drinker, but it was good. So, And then new business, really volunteers. We continue to struggle like we did last year, trying to get people that want to volunteer that are going to show up and be there. So if you guys know anybody, let us know. can
Are we
give them a
sign
shout.
up? I'll be happy to volunteer on them.
Okay. Yeah, 3-hour shifts, get a free wristband. So let us know.
Do you have a list of categories and who,
It's not right to volunteer.
for what time? Like, Friday, we need this many people.
Typically, we just kind of talk to people and figure out where they would fit best before we.
We do have a form online on MadisonRiverFest.com under Rest of the Fest that is a volunteer form that identifies I can be available on this night or this night for cleanup or this whatever.
Good to know.
Some parts that we need volunteers for, not everybody can do if it requires a lot of standing or moving a roadblock or something.
Right. Okay.
Any questions on Riverfest? On to nights before Christmas. Still kind of early in the year, but currently items that are in process are our financials. The prior financials reporting was time consuming and we're kind of in the process of revamping it. I'm not a fan of recreating the wheel. I don't want to go through and rewrite all of our GL transactions just for you to see them. I'd rather give you an income statement and already have everything listed so you can see it. So we're kind of revamping that to make it easier, more automated, so I'm not spending hours looking at numbers just to regurgitate them differently. Private homes, we have 6 private homes that have been selected and are in the process of obtaining all of our contracts with them, so that's really exciting. I've got to get out at some point to take pictures in all my free time, so we are getting there.
What's the ideal number?
Ideal number what?
Oh, private home.
6.
There we
So
go.
we're there?
Good.
Yeah. They're kind of all across the board too, so we have a couple that are in walking distance and then a couple that you'll have to drive to. I know people kind of go back and forth, but I like to have them a little bit across town so not everybody's jumbled up in one spot, parking and everything else is just a little bit easier that way. New business, we have, we have historic sites. We're reviewing the distribution agreement currently. New business financials, additional analysis of financials to be conducted to further calculate and report true cost. Kind of one of those things that's been done the same way for several years, so we're just making sure that we're actually looking at things correctly and reporting things correctly. And then our 20th anniversary for Riverfest is the 40th anniversary for Nights Before Christmas, so we're looking at some new ideas, some specialty pieces to add to this year's event too, so that's where we are.
Back on Riverfest,
Yep.
CDs that were coming due, like in the spring, what's the status of those now? Have those been reinvested or?
Do we have
We
all
were
the
waiting
all the
for-
CDs attached in, or put into savings?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna re-put them though back into CDs once all of them came, because we were waiting, a couple were earlier in the year.
Yeah, we have one
We had
more.
one from like, okay,
January
so that'd be in
2023.
January.
Can
Okay.
evaluate them. So one's
Okay.
in December, one matures in December, the other one in January.
That's for Visit Madison.
Oh, sorry, looking at the.
Yeah,
Riverfest
we
is
had-
January.
It was January, I thought the other one was March, but
Was that March of this past year?
It may
Yeah.
have been, I think.
So
it
it's
was
just
on-
put in the savings. CD rates are not great.
My,
So we're, yeah.
I did it, you might well fit your mattress.
one of my
I
suggestions.
kinda did that. At the bank.
Or mine.
Or your mattress.
Oh, don't even.
Here we go.
Thank you, thank you. I suggested to Tiffany and to Aaron that we should, after Andrew gets here, and maybe executive committee wise or whoever, sit down and talk about how to manage that, to make sure the event doesn't fall short on what they need to put on a quality event and get
Yeah.
those good acts that are gonna bring people in.
We were up at about 255,
Yeah.
but like you said earlier, we got hit by, we had costs that had to go out last year
That's right.
and the year before that, 2 years ago, we didn't have a period, so,
Yeah.
but we still had to pay our bills. So we went down a little bit, but the goal is $350,000 plus or minus right now, that's the number. And what that would do would be completely pay for an event, all costs, worst case that could ever happen, and we'd be even. So
The mayor
that
was
was the
really
thought.
pleased that these events have been self-sustaining, that they had money in the bank for a whole year's operations if they had to have it, right?
Yeah,
Like a COVID
yeah.
type incident. He was very impressed that that was occurring.
And we've had that discussion on, we showed a $9,000 loss last year or whatever, but that's after we gave Visit Madison money. So the event made money, made $20,000+, but then we paid back into Visit Madison to help that. So I think it's really important that we continue to make sure that that narrative, you know, is accurate, that, hey, we made money on the event proper. All the bills were paid, and everybody's good, had some left over, and that was paid into here.
Yeah.
So, just so we all understand.
Anybody have any questions or comments about Nights or Riverfest? Or back to Chautauqua? Need to know anything about that? Okay. Public comment. Time for that. If anybody has anything from the public.
Do you want to jump back to the June treasurer report?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh,
All right,
I missed
so-
it.
I thought you already said it.
Yeah, I heard something.
You're still.
June treasurer report. So in our checking, we had $13,274.60 in savings, $41,022.42. Two CDs, $6,541.63 signatures, January 27th, and name one for $6,559.10 signatures in December. Total was $67,397.75. Slowed it down for you guys.
Slow it down. So, do I have a motion to approve the treasurer report?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you.
A second.
Ooh, Jeff.
Ooh.
Everybody? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. So back to public comment. If we have anything, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it. Beat you
Thank
guys.
you. Second?
I'll second it.
Thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.